Hello, everybody. My name is Jim Shear.
What's up? I'm Mike Adam.
And welcome to Give Me 5. This week's category is Best Artist Debuts on Other Artists' Songs. Mike, give me 5.
Yeah, love this category because I always get excited when there's an artist I already know about and then somebody just wows me on the record and I'm like, who is that? And then they go on to have their own successful career. So at the number 5 spot, I'm going to go with See You Again, Wiz Khalifa, featuring Charlie Puth. I had never heard about Charlie before that record. He came through and made the song. That was a smash because of Charlie Puth. And then he went on to, he's doing well now. He hasn't had that standout single that's a smash hit yet, but he's got a good voice. The talent's there. Hopefully it'll come. At the number 4 spot, Cash, Take Me Home. That was the first song I ever heard Bebe Rexha on.
Yeah.
And she has been in the game for a while, but behind the scenes writing for people, and that was the first time her voice was actually on one of these records, and it was a hit, and I was like, she has a very unique voice, and she also happens to be Albanian, so I have to rep my people and support her. At the number 3 spot, Jay-Z. It's a song called The Bounce, and it was off Blueprint 2, and Kanye was on that record, and I don't even think he was credited on there. It was a Timbaland produced song, and I believe if you look on the back of the album, his name isn't on there.
Well, they didn't do that a lot back then.
Right, and that was the first time I heard Kanye, and I was like, whoa. As a MC, I knew he was a producer, but as a MC, and I was like, this guy's kind of cool. And then he exploded.
Yeah, it's funny because back in the day, you could have 4 or 5 rappers on a track, and they wouldn't even be credited in the title.
I know.
But now you got to.
Yep. And at the number 2 spot, Kanye West had a song called Touch the Sky. And it was the first time I heard of Lupe Fiasco, and he was in the video and all that, and Lupe ended up becoming one of my favorite rappers of all time. And at the number 1 spot, I put this one at the number 1 spot, I think just because this artist ended up being so massive, and I don't think anybody knew she would become as big as she did at that time. Flo Rida, his song Right Round,
I know
featuring Kesha. First time I ever heard of Kesha, I was like, oh, this is a cool chick on the hook. She sounds good. TikTok came out. It was a rap after that.
Good list, Mike.
Jim, let me hear it.
So number 5 for me, Killer Mike on Snappin' and Trappin' from Outkast off Stankonia. And they worked with him after that with the whole world.
So
and then when Outkast went on tour a year or 2 ago, they brought Killer Mike out. And now he's in Run the Jewels. But the first time I ever heard of Killer Mike was on Snappin' and Trappin'. Number 4, Charlie XCX on Fancy from Iggy Azalea. You can disqualify this because when that track was released, Charlie XCX had already put out her debut album. But America didn't know who Charlie XCX was until this song came out. Number 3, Toni Braxton on Give You My Heart from Babyface. I believe it was off the Boomerang soundtrack. So at that point in time, nobody knew who Toni Braxton was.
That's a good one.
Crazy to say those words, but after she was on the song with Babyface, the world was never the same for Toni Braxton. She became a superstar. At number 2, Bruno Mars, Nothing on You from B.O.B. And then shortly after that, he did Billionaire with Travie McCoy. And I remember thinking, because I think those songs came out, and
they were close.
It was back to back. I think one came out in February, one came out in March. And I thought, I'm like, this guy's pretty talented.
Such a good one.
And then you found out that I think he produced the songs. I'm like, oh snap, this guy's like a force. And then we found out that he legitimately was a force. And the best artist debut on another artist song, I don't think this can even be disputed. Snoop Dogg on deep cover from Dr. Dre.
Wow.
Now, a lot of people remember Snoop Dogg on Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, and that was his introduction to mainstream America. But before he was on that song, he was on deep cover, and we were talking off camera where Dr. Dre brings on this unknown rapper, and you think, holy crap, man, he's freaking good.
Yeah.
And he's good because he's good, and he became a star. Yeah, so Snoop Dogg on deep cover, my favorite of this whole list.
Wow, you're 1 and 2, man. Good.
Yeah.
So we're talking about artists that were introduced to you, being featured on another artist's song. If you have a favorite, comment below and hit us up on Twitter at Gimme5Show. We'll talk to you next week.